Zac Efron has changed his face again. So in case you didn't know, Zac Efron appeared on Bill Nye's Earth Day musical special for Facebook Watch. And he looked different. Like, not maybe he just got a nose job different, like different. People were comparing him to a human version of Shrek and Ken doll and handsome Squidward. Now I'm gonna lead with kindness because it's easy to make fun of plastic surgery and everyone's already done it. This topic is interesting to me, especially because being in the gay community, there's a lot of insecurities about looks. Plastic surgery comes up a lot, as well as steroids, and I've witnessed it firsthand, and it's a lot more common than people might think. So first I want to talk about what he's had done. The first thing that everyone sees is the jaw, and then there's the chin, and he's also had his lips done. He might have had the end of his nose contoured a little bit, I don't know. And the other thing I want to talk about is that it's probably not hard surgery. That kind of surgery, you know, a few decades ago would have been done manually, either with implants or by actually breaking the bone. But today, we can pretty much do all that with fillers, which is just injectable fillers. All it takes is a needle and then you inject it where you want it to. There's different kinds, but they more or less do the same thing. So I mean, we're calling it surgery, but it might just be a cosmetic procedure, which is a lot easier to do than classic surgery. So why did he do it? This is the question that I think a lot of people were just like, why? You're Zac Efron. His whole career is about looks, right? So you have to remember that from the time this guy is a kid, he's getting hired for his looks. It's also no secret that he's struggled with insecurities in the past. He has done some more serious movie roles, but he always comes back to the shirtless thing, and I don't think that's him making that choice. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he was contractually obligated to be shirtless in pretty much every movie he's in, or to have a certain amount of shirtless scenes. And like, I doubt his dream goal was to be on Baywatch. And not that Baywatch is a bad thing, because it's become iconic at this point. I just don't think it's where he pictured himself. He was probably gunning for some more serious roles, and then Hollywood's like, nope, you're the hot shirtless guy. But he's probably being told by people around him that his career would be over if he let himself go. Otherwise, he's the former heartthrob washed-up has-been, which is harsh, but the entertainment industry is harsh. This is purely speculation on my part, but I'm guessing he wanted to shed the boyish look based on the type of procedure he had done. It seems like he was trying to make his face more masculine. His whole career, he's been sort of known as the pretty boy. He's probably being told that the next step in his career, you know, he can't be the pretty boy forever because he's getting too old for that. So he's probably thinking he needs to like make his face more masculine, more like the classic Hollywood leading man look, which is always like the strong jaw, very masculine, that type of thing. And another reason why he might have done it is just because, you know, over time, as he's been, you know, aging, not in a bad way, but as he's been getting older, his face has been getting fuller. I know there were some rumors about him doing steroids to maintain his body, and that may or may not be the case, but that will make your face fuller. Even on Baywatch, his face was a bit fuller than it was when he was younger, and then after Baywatch, he made it pretty clear that he doesn't want to be 0% body fat anymore. So not only is his face fuller then, but as he gains a bit more weight and becomes a more normal, like healthy looking body weight, his face is going to be even fuller, and he might be feeling like maybe he's losing the definition of his features, and that might be why they wanted to give his face more structure to sort of give back that lost definition. And honestly, if we're being real here, it's probably not the first thing he's ever had done to his face. Is it bad surgery or surgery? No, I don't believe that this is bad surgery. I don't believe this is botched. I think the doctor did their job. They did what they were asked to do. The problem is just that it wasn't necessary. Zac Efron looked great before. Another problem is that plastic surgery always looks way more noticeable on camera and in studio lighting than it does in person. Once he was on camera and the studio lighting, suddenly every little, you know, curvature of the face stands out so much more than it did before. And suddenly it's like, whoa, now I can see everything. And it looks drastically different from what we're used to. I've seen YouTubers in person and they look way different than they do on camera. And that's not because they've had work done. It's because people just look different on camera. But knowing that, what I'm confused about is the doctor, I'm guessing, probably has worked with other celebrities and should kind of know that this was what happened. So I'm confused why they weren't more subtle with the approach. To be clear, I'm not against cosmetic work. People always say that plastic surgery always looks bad. And honestly, it doesn't. When people say that, they're thinking about all of the bad plastic surgery or the bad cosmetic or work that they've seen, or the overfilled lips. I guarantee you that you've seen tons of people walking around that have had cosmetic work that you just didn't clock because it was subtle, and that's how it's supposed to be. You don't notice the good work. So I'm not accepting this whole, why do people get plastic surgery thing? Like, it's 2021, guys, like, figure it out. So fast forward to now, I was looking through his Instagram, and it appears like he's had some of the work taken down a bit. His chin is less strong, as well as his jaw and his lips, which is why I mentioned that it would be notable if they are in fact fillers, because that's really easy to take down. You just inject something that dissolves the filler, and that's a super easy fix. And Zac, being the private person that he is, he didn't address anything publicly, which was smart because that would have kept it in the headlines, and he quietly went and had his face reduced. His face reduced. It still looks like there's a bit more structure to his jawline than before, but it's not the crazy amount that we saw, which honestly is what they just should have done the first time, because I bet you nobody would have noticed. Anyways, the takeaway from this is that if Zac Efron, the guy whose name is synonymous with being being good looking for our generation feels insecure about the way he looks, we should probably all be less hard on ourselves. And other people too, but especially on ourselves. If Zac Efron can feel insecure, anyone can. And most of what people were talking about was how bad it looked or comparing him to this or that, and I wanted to actually talk about like what I thought about it in the context of the real world. If you guys did find it interesting, like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I will talk to you later. Bye.